Oh, good, you're here. In any case, welcome to the first episode of my brand new show, CTP's Discussion, which is replacing my now canceled review series. It's where I talk about brand new episodes of the following 7 shows you see in this picture. I was going to do a review on week 1 of season 22 of Thomas and Friends, but I got too lazy. Anyways, I will provide my thoughts on the week 1 episodes in the Google Docs link in the description, which is coming soon. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about Thomas and Friends, Season 22, Week 2. Let's begin. First up, we have Thomas Goes to Bollywood. I don't know why so many people hate this episode. I quite enjoyed it. Rajiv is probably one of my favorite new international characters. This episode and Trusty Trunky show just how vain and egotistical he is. And I also like how at the end, Thomas did get a chance to star in the movie after all. My favorite part of the episode has to be the fantasy sequence. I know a lot of people don't like the fantasy sequences, but I found this one to be pretty funny. There's a shout out to Rusty and the Boulder, and the stupid face that Thomas makes at the end, coupled with the record needle scratches, is the icing on the cake. However, like the other international episodes, not that much happened in it. It feels like it lasted 3 minutes, even though this episode is 7 minutes long. Next up, Thomas in the Wild. Another average international episode. Plus, this is one of the season's animal gimmicks episodes. To compete with Paw Patrol, this show has adopted a habit of shoehorning wild animals in the episodes. To be fair, the pandas were really cute, and another good part of the episode is the educational bits. But this episode seems to have the infamous 3 strikes formula, as it takes Thomas 3 tries to find the giant pandas. If you ask me, Number 1 Engine is a superior China-based episode. Yes, I like that episode, don't at me. Thomas in the Monkey Palace. Okay, at this point, it seems like the writers don't really want to do the international episodes. They're doing it purely out of obligation with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And this episode is another pure example of shoehorning animals in to compete with Paw Patrol. I did like that Rajiv was the voice of reason, and I did like the fantasy sequence, which is a Cinderella parody. Other than that, there's not much to say about this one. Also, just a side note, they're already making a Trackmaster Thomas model of the fantasy sequence from this episode. Why? An engine of many colors. Yes, another Sodor episode. Unlike the international episodes, the Sodor episodes are amazing as usual. It could even rival the best of seasons 20 and 21. I find this episode interesting because it takes place after the events of the fastest red engine on Sodor, and at the same time as A Shed for Edward, both of which were from season 21. This episode does so many things right. It does the fantasy sequences right, and it also does the infamous 3 strikes formula right, because said formula makes sense in the context of this episode. You know, I wonder if James has PTSD from when he crashed into the sheds. This scene pretty much implies it.
If you keep showing off, kid, you'll have another crash. Another crash. Another crash. Another crash. Another crash. Come on.
I just hope they aren't using this episode as a commercial to say, "Hey kids, go to your local Walmart and buy Trackmaster Sparkly Silver James!" And finally, we have Outback Thomas. Finally, another good international episode. One of the best parts of the international episode is that they take characters that debuted in The Great Race and actually do something with them. Shane is one of those characters, and he is an absolute delight. He's laid back and very hammy at the same time. Aubrey, Aiden, and Isla are fine too, and I hope they get more development in future episodes. This episode takes the plot of Who's Jeffrey and executes it way better. Don't get me wrong, I like Who's Jeffrey, but Outback Thomas is superior because it felt less predictable. This episode left a good impression on me, and I can't wait for the rest of the Australia episodes. So, that's it for this episode of CTP's Discussions. My next 2 episodes are going to be on Season 22, Week 3, and the new episodes of The Loud House that are coming this week. So stay tuned for those episodes.